Today on Zilla Boys Podcast, we're back! Army of the Dead review, Dave Filoni got a promotion, and Bri Larson wants to ruin Star Wars.
What's up with that?
Cracker City. We went to Cracker Barrel. It's just a bunch of white guys in a barrel.
Yep.
That's the joke for the evening.
Eating cheese sandwiches, playing checkers, and
Yes.
Cracker
Barrel.
And they
Just a bunch of white guys sitting around playing chess.
I remember watching Big Top Pee Wee, and it had like two white. It was when they had two white guys like playing checkers sitting on Cracker Barrels, but there was like pickles or something.
Yeah.
I was like, just two old white people playing on the Cracker Barrel.
Little did I know someone's going to make a business out of this. It's like, hey, I got an idea. Cracker Barrel. We're going to hang a bunch of crap from the ceiling.
There's not that many restaurants named after white people, man. You know, so
I guess not.
Cracker Barrel's the ones you guys got. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think crackers specifically towards white people. Maybe it's like cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers, man.
Cheese and Cracker Barrel. That's like British. Cheese and crackers. Isn't that British? Cheese and crackers?
That is British.
Well,
no, it's not. I think
that's not. It's crumpets. Tea and crumpets.
Tea and crumpets. I think cheese and crackers is just. I think it's French.
They do nothing but surrender. That's what they do.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back.
We're back. We're back.
Back.
Similar to the Terminator, we are back.
But we're not going to suck. I mean, the sequel is going to be cool, but part 3 and 4 is not going to suck.
Yeah, well, we actually can't guarantee that this is going to be amazing. This might actually suck. This might be an entire.
We are to practice. It has been 2 weeks, so
yeah.
I mean,
thank you for everyone who's been bearing with us for 2 weeks. We are back. We just got finished shooting a short film that called Ground Zero, directed by yours truly, produced by Ernesto Gonzalez, and acted in by Ernesto Gonzalez. The film stars Peter Marsh, Abigail Stewart, Aresh.
we're sorry for up your name, brother.
I'm not even going to try because I'm not going to pronounce your name correctly. And Guy Ellis. So
Guy Ellis,
star-studded cast
and
of
Ernesto Gonzalez, right here,
Gonzalez.
And me, starring me.
So star-studded cast of actors that no one knows. But they're all amazing. This is going to be a very, very good short film. Super proud of everything that's happened in this film, and it's going to be very good. Hopefully, we can update everyone as it continues into the post-production process, and we will update everyone, hopefully, when it comes out to the festival circuit and to its premiere. All right, continuing. First topic of the day. We have Army of the Dead review. Army of the Dead is directed by Zack Snyder.
Snyder.
Coming off the success of Justice League, the Snyder Cut, this movie came out shortly after. He did this like in the time period before.
Same time. I think he was doing this co while he was doing the touch-ups to Justice League, man. He was doing doing both, man, and that's crazy.
Yeah, apparently he wrote this movie a long time ago, and it's now like starting to get in production. And he kind of pitched this movie to Netflix, and Netflix said, like, dude, this has a whole different world, so let's go forthright with this movie. And apparently there's like an animated not feature, but like series or something coming out
soon. Yeah, I can't wait to see that, man. To see the backstories of these characters, man. Because
there's a lot of. If you've seen this movie, there's a lot of interesting hidden Easter eggs, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But right now, let's go ahead and talk about the review of the movie, what we thought of the movie, our general reactions. So, real quick, my general reaction to this, and I'll get to you in a second, is I liked it was a fun movie.
Right.
But it's dumb.
Right.
It is a violent movie. When the zombie action is down, it is violent. The tiger is awesome. The zombie tiger is the best part about this movie. Dave Bautista rocks. Dave Bautista has some acting talent in this movie, and he shows it. He shows his range. Everyone, for the most part, does really good in this movie. The cinematography is amazing. And, yeah, it's just the general tone of this movie is fun for the most part. And, like, the opening credits of this movie are absolutely amazing. That being said, this movie has leaps and bounds of stupid logic and plot contrivances.
Does it ever?
Now,
but I think it's on purpose, though, man.
I don't know about that.
I think he made this movie just so you can go and have some fun, man. I mean, sorry, some effing fun. Because was it perfect? No. Am I going to give it a perfect score? No. Mm-hmm. Was there some crazy crap in there? Absolutely. And there were parts I didn't like and I thought was robbed of, but it had me like, it had all that, man. And that's what I want when I go see them. You and I watched them together. We were like, until I fell asleep. But I didn't fall asleep because it was boring. I fell asleep because I was tired. But yeah, dude. Until then, I was like, we were pumped, dude.
Yeah, man.
I'm not gonna lie, it had more gore than Mortal Kombat did, and it had
way better gore.
It
than
had
Mortal Kombat.
really good gore. Like the gore was so good, dude.
Yes.
Oh my god, was it good, dude? Like when that dude gets squished. Oh, spoiler alerts.
We'll never do this
spoiler
right.
Alerts. Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's not 100% spoiler alert because that's like a small detail. We'll get into spoilers in just a minute, but let's try to like contain this review in a non-spoilerous.
This is gonna be hard. Okay. Well,
but continue with your like whole.
Well, anyways,
reaction
the
to
gore
movie.
was really good. I mean, you felt it, and you were like,
yeah, definitely.
Like, you were just like Mortal Kombat only had like maybe one time in the whole movie, and I was like, okay, this was the NC-17, but this was way gory, man, and I loved it, and the action was good, the gunplay was good, the zombie tiger was dope, Watch out, Bear from Revenant, he's got some competition.
Indeed. There's a scene that involving that tiger that involves something very similar to the Revenant. If you've seen the Revenant, you know exactly what we're talking about. Anyway, continue, Ernesto.
I don't know, man. The story missed some things, and like there were some parts I thought were gonna allude to some really dope parts, and it never happened. It never came to fruition like I thought it was. I thought it was robbed of something, but for the most, it was fun. It was beautifully shot. Oh my god,
It's a Zack Snyder
It
movie.
was gorgeous, dude. It was so. Even the gore was beautiful, man. Like his shots, he has really come into his own when it comes to the way he wants his special effects to look.
Yeah.
Not just the way they look, but the way he wants them to look. You know what I'm saying? He has really come into his own, dude. And it feels Zack Snyder. Like he has a feel to him now, I feel, Yeah, and I was impressed. And Batista gave a good performance. Old girl from Nacho Libre, the nun, she gave a good performance. And the dude from Power, I forgot his name, but he did good. I thought he was going to be way better than his character was, because his character, like, he was about to be like the man in this movie, but
I thought his character was going to be super generic, but
he was awesome, dude.
Good. It was good.
Yeah, he was good. He's like, I'm totally feeling you, brother, but I ain't down with that. I know. I liked it. What'd you think? I give it like an 8, dude. I'll give it an 8.
I give it a 7, 6.5.
Right on.
I don't know. I feel like I'm generally speaking like the negative person when it comes to this. And I'm not saying I didn't like this movie, because I did. There were a lot of stuff to like about this movie. I'll get to the stuff I didn't like about this movie in a second. But like I said, Dave Batista shows his range in this movie. He does an amazing job with the stuff that he's given, with the material that he's given with. And especially the backstory that they give him and how they show that was definitely very, very... It was very Snyder-esque, but it was also very impactful for the character.
Right.
Most of the characters are given a decent backstory, especially in that like opening montage. Like you understand where each character is coming from and how they're built up in that visual way that Zack Snyder is so used to. And so that was interesting. And the characters that really stood out to me was the safecracker guy. He was awesome. And the guy with the chainsaw, obviously. They're dynamic.
No, it's not a chainsaw. I don't know what that is. It's not a chainsaw. It's like a
spherical blade.
I don't know. It's like what the freaking the firefighters use to open cars.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Not the Jaws of Life, but that thing is dope.
And his chemistry with the safecracker guy, honestly, that was the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the best part of the movie, and then, of course, the zombie tiger. The zombie tiger steals the show in the scene that we just alluded to a second ago that could have competition for the Revenant and Mr. Bear in Mr. Revenant. So... with that, I think this movie was fun. I think there are definitely some issues in the movie, and I will get into my issues of the movie, but overall, I give it like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. So let's get into spoilers real quick. I gotta say, there are some leaps and bounds of no logic in this movie. As much as I enjoy like the few characters, I enjoyed Dave Bautista's character. I enjoyed the character that had the chainsaw. We don't really know, and I enjoyed the safecracker. But pretty much every other character I did not care about. And the character that I cared about the least was Dave Bautista's daughter. I hated her. Not only was she actually responsible for a lot of people's deaths in this movie, but she was just unbearable. I think the actress did the best that she could with this movie, but honestly, I think it came down to the writing
It's
for
a
this character.
concrete saw.
It's a concrete saw?
Yeah, see the...
I'm dying. It's not COVID.
That's it, right?
Okay, yeah, concrete saw. That's cool.
God, dog, man, that's crazy.
You slice the zombie up with that. Yeah, no, we've gotten to spoilers now. We're back to spoilers.
Right.
We're back to spoilers. We're into spoiler mode now.
Okay, because they tease this part where there's like they have the Avengers shot, and he's like ripping into these zombies with his saw.
He is, and it's great.
And it's freaking glorious. Like it looks badass.
Yeah. There's blood everywhere.
Yeah, and you think, oh, he's about to get down with his saw.
Yeah.
But he never does.
No, he doesn't use it again in the movie. He
Ever.
uses it once in the opening montage, and it's glorious. But he doesn't use it again.
That's what I felt was robbed. That if we would have seen that, my score would have gone from an 8 to a 9 just on that alone.
I would have been at least at an 8 at that point.
Just because
there's a point in this movie where he drops his weapons and fights the alpha. There's an alpha zombie in this movie. It's the zombie at the very beginning that starts the infection, and he's like essentially the king of this horde of zombies, which is a really cool concept that kind of gets wasted later on. But either way, like the alpha finds this group trying to break into the safe, and he fights this guy, and it is a pretty decent fight. And I really thought they were going to use this chainsaw in the fight or the cement saw. They didn't. They kind of wasted it.
So what do you think about the Grand Orc zombie? What do you think about him? Did you like him?
No, I liked the hierarchy that they have with the queen and the king.
They're evolving and shit, right? Like stuff. I mean,
it's zombies that actually think and that have a community. That's interesting, and I haven't necessarily seen that in other movies before.
Okay, here's another thing I'm asking because I thought this was batshit nuts. What do you think about the zombie baby?
I think it was wasted. I think it's an interesting opportunity.
I want to puke, man. When he pulled that freaking thing
Ew.
oh my god. Because he had a zombie baby in Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
He had one in there too, so he's got a thing with zombie.
But that was from like humans before. Like this is actually two zombies.
Yeah, having zombie whoopee. Making whoopee and having a zombie baby.
Yeah. I don't even really want to picture that.
Yeah, that's me and my cousin Kat. We're talking about my cousin Catherine. She's a horror freak.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, I don't think I want to be seeing two zombies banging.
Not at all.
Or even alluding to that. How does that work?
Yeah. As much as I love Zack Snyder's imagery, I do not want to see that ever.
But I mean, them going to zombies, shooting them, and the heads. I mean, all that was amazing.
Oh, the blood is amazing. Okay, let's get to the tiger scene specifically. So there's this character in the movie that essentially exists to betray the group and steal the head of the queen zombie. And because of this, he gets at some point in the movie he gets separated from the group, and the zombie tiger finds him and essentially recreates the scene from The Revenant when the bear is ripping apart Leonardo DiCaprio's character.
And I thought it was crazy because the whole heist was a smokescreen. They didn't even want the money. They were all about getting that head because they said if they have her head, they can control a zombie horde. Mm-hmm. So that's where the power was at. I thought it was kind of crazy too, but it makes sense that they want to control zombies, just like what you call the Umbrella Corporation in Resident Evil. They just want their weapon, So I thought it was pretty cool.
I don't know. That part I didn't really care about. I'm just interested that they incorporated the zombie tiger in that violent way.
Hey, but when they sawed her head off, that was dope. He's like, and she just like open it up, and it was so good.
What was your favorite? Like, what did you think of the death scene in the movie, specifically for the nun character?
Oh my god, oh my gosh, she's like. Because Batista and her have like a romance and they break up. Yeah. I guess they served in the army together or in special forces, and she agrees with him to go on this thing, not for the money because she still loves him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I thought that moment had passed. I didn't expect all this. And she's like, no, I love you, baby. And then like 10 seconds later, the zombie comes in and just cracks. Oh, sorry, just cracks her head, and then her freaking backbone sticking out the side,
Lord.
Spraying blood, and she man, it was
such a violent death.
I was like, oh, that sucks.
It
was beautiful. But it was so beautiful though.
She's not a super deep character. She isn't.
But it made me cringe, bro.
It did. The way they filmed it, they moved the camera with her head as it was cracked, it was bent in half.
Have you ever seen Death Becomes Her with
No. Solid.
Okay.
No, I have not seen
there's
it.
a part where she's like a dead person, and she pops her neck and her vertebrae, and it still to this day makes me cringe. So I was like, oh god.
Yeah. Definitely, that was not something to see, especially her lifeless eyes looking back at Dave Bautista. And Dave Bautista's reaction.
She's like, I just died. Like, holy shit.
Did you see that coming? Looking at Dave Bautista, like, did you see that coming?
Yeah, that was amazing, dude. I liked it, man. And like you said, that zombie tiger part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty sick, and his lacerations on him look good too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ones on DiCaprio were, man, he looked badass.
Rough.
But Homeboy looked good too. Like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could feel him getting mauled by a tiger,
yeah.
bro. Like,
and the very end where he just essentially rips his face off.
yeah, like you just want it to stop, bro. Like, oh yeah,
it's hard to watch. Like this is not a good character, but you feel bad for him in the moment. I want to talk about Dave Bautista's character for a second, and again, I just kind of want to talk about Dave Bautista's range because he's a WWE fighter. Generally speaking, they're not the greatest of actors. I respect The Rock. I don't think he's a great actor. I respect what's his name, John Cena. I don't think he's a great actor. I think Dave Bautista is one of the legitimate WWE actors of people who's like an actual good actor, and a good example of that is in Blade Runner, where he plays a very somber and serious role, and he nails it. It's only for a few minutes, but it's really.
He
good.
also had My Spy, which was come on.
Oh yes, masterpiece.
I mean, I guess that's a safe flick. I can't hold that against him because you gotta do the Archie flick, like what did Kevin Smith? You gotta do the Archie flick.
Yeah.
Then you do the Archie flick, the safe flick. Then you do the flick that your homeboy's producing because you owe him a favor. And there's certain steps you have to take in Hollywood. And I guess that's just one of them you have to take.
Right.
But
I mean, Dwayne Johnson did like those serious movies, and I don't think he was that good. Like he didn't really be anyone other than just Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Like in that movie, like Dave Bautista like transformed into that character. Like I could see him as that character.
Yeah, because like Zoe, she's like, "Is that Drax?" I was like, "Yeah, baby, that's Drax." She's like, "He looks so different on his makeup."
Yeah.
And I was like, "He actually really does. Like, he doesn't look anything like Drax, man."
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm thinking, like even in I liked him in Hotel Artemis. He was badass in Hotel Artemis.
I didn't hear that. I didn't see that movie, but I've heard he was great.
Yeah, he was good in that one too with Holly Hunter. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know what it is about him, man. It's like he's this huge dude that he should just play the bad guy, but he can just.
He's got some acting chops, and he does have legitimate range. There's a scene in this movie
at the end when he gave his daughter the money. That part was badass.
That part
because they were going through when they first got in the vault, they're going through cash. And he's like, this is the most money I've ever held in my life. And then he's like, no, he stores it, he puts it away, and they come away with nothing.
Yeah.
Except for that money he had, and he gives it to his daughter. He's like, set this shit right, set it right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about the daughter in a second because. But there's a scene at the very beginning of this movie where he sees, like, it's the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. Well, at least in Vegas. And he sees that his wife has turned, and she's banging on the door, going after her daughter. And you just see the brokenness in his eyes and his expression, like, "Oh crap! I have to kill my wife."
Yeah,
that is and you see, because he walks up to her, and she obviously goes at him because she's far gone. She's a zombie, and she attacks him, and he's just holding her back because obviously he's a muscular piece of something,
dude.
But man, he's big,
mountain of a man,
man. But like he's so broken, and like he knows what he has to do, and he just pushes her against the wall and just puts a knife in her head, and it just clearly destroys him inside. And I credit to Dave Bautista. He's an amazing actor considering like he came from the WWE, and I hope he continues to do great things after this.
Honestly, man, I'm not gonna lie. Like I stopped watching wrestling like before he became like the champion.
Yeah.
Because everybody has like their little run, and he had his little run, and I was absent of it. I actually went back and started watching some of his old stuff, man. I was like, he was pretty dope, man. And yeah, I don't know what it is about him, man. I guess he's daring, bro. Like Hollywood, like to get roles, man. You gotta be in with the right people. People gotta like you. You gotta get typecasted. I guess he just get what he can get, man. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, he could very easily be typecasted, but instead he's playing roles like Blade Runner.
And he's also turned roles down.
Yeah.
He turned roles down in Fast and the Furious. He's like, that's not from me.
Good. Honestly, good.
Yeah, good.
Thank God.
I'm glad Cena and The Rock are doing that.
Well, John Cena and The Rock, I feel like fit better in that because they are kind of the over top. They're better when they're over the top. John Cena is better when he's over the top. Dwayne Johnson's better when he's over the top. Dave Bautista can rock the serious.
I don't know what he has up next, man. Like he's gonna play Drax a couple more times, and he's done with that.
I think you and me were talking about this earlier. You brought this up. Like he said, he's pretty much gonna be done with Drax after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Thor: Love and Thunder.
We touched on that about Hugh Jackman getting older and being Wolverine. He's actually come through and said, dude, it's hard to make. He's 6'4", like 260 pounds of muscle, dude.
Yeah.
That's hard to maintain. He's almost gonna be pushing 55. You know, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel him, dude. Why can't Jax just get a shirt and keep him for a couple more movies?
Yeah.
I mean, he can work his arms out.
Yeah.
And still, keep his,
Yeah.
just not all cut, because that's the hardest part.
That's prime condition. I
Yeah.
mean, he can take steroids, obviously, but
No,
still,
I don't want. I wouldn't want.
You gotta keep your body fit.
He's not gonna be like Sly and R. Schwarzenegger. He's gonna be in the 70s taking. No, that's not gonna be him, dude. He doesn't. And that doesn't have to be him. He can afford to lose all his physique and still be a good actor.
Yeah.
He just be a big guy. You know what I'm saying? He has that luxury. Some people don't. Some people have to be in the gym like Arnold and Sly, until they're like 80 years old. I don't think he's going to have to do that.
I don't think he will. I think he has more, not self-respect, but I think he has a more like control over himself and maturity to not do that stuff. Anyway, let's go back to the movie real quick. Let's get into some of the negatives about the Army of the Dead. So I touched on this for a small second. The daughter, I hated her so much. Not only is she the cause for some of the characters' deaths, but she's incredibly arrogant about it. Like when there's a scene in this movie, and I get where she's coming from. I understand. Like her friend.
She hates her dad. She hates her father.
She hates her dad, and I get it. I understand. Like she hates her dad because he wasn't there for her, and she wants to go inside this Vegas area and get her friend who's gone in there.
Well, he needs her.
Yeah.
Too.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, because she gets them in. She's the one that gets them into to Las Vegas.
I think that there was a reason for her, but I just feel like partly her character was badly written, and partly it just came off so arrogant and annoying.
And then also, man, like she hasn't seen her dad in forever, and then he shows up with the squad of mercenaries that want to go into Vegas for money. She's probably pissed, and the only way they can get in is if if you help daddy, So she's probably, I mean, she has the right to be upset, but not put other people's lives at risk.
Yeah. You have these people who are ready to go in and die for this. They've signed up for this. These are professionals.
Right.
And now they have to drag your butt in there and like have you lollygag around the background and do nothing because you wanted to be angry at your dad.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Dad, I have to go. No, you don't. No, you don't. Honestly, at that point, Dave Bautista needs to strap her to a chair and tie her down and like, listen, I'm the dad. You stay here. I know better than you. I'm a professional. I can actually shoot zombies in the head and it makes sense. So I think I didn't like the way her character was written. I'm sure the actress did a fine job for what she was given. I just think her character was just entirely annoying, and she just put the lives of people in danger for no reason.
I was mad because I was upset when they showed like the best zombie killing part was like a dream, was like just foreshadowing. It wasn't like it actually happened. It was just the thought of what's going to happen in the future in someone's head.
Yeah,
and that was the best part of the whole movie. And then, you don't get that at the end. That's what really made me upset. Like, if they were at a part where they were just getting down on some zombies, like, Shaun of the Dead type style, where everyone's just going crazy, that would have made that movie from an 8 to a 10. But we didn't get that,
Nope. And I touched on this a minute ago. There are like a ton of like leaps and bounds of logic in this movie. Like, for instance, there's a character who's being attacked by a ton of zombies, and she breaks out of this one environment, and she's right in front of the team. Like, the team isn't very far from her, and she's being attacked by these zombies. Now, the team could easily save her and go after her and take these zombies out because they're capable of killing a ton of zombies at a time. But instead of doing that, they just let her die and let her just be taken out by these zombies instead of saving her butt.
Which one was that?
This was the character who was friends with the Mexican guy at the very beginning.
Oh, okay.
She came in with him.
Yeah.
And she was the one who figured out that Mr. Bad Boy, who came over with him, was up to no good. And then essentially when he locked her in the room she would die.
That's right.
Yeah. But she broke out and was able to like get with the characters. But they're right in front of her. But no one saves her. They just let her die. Yeah. And so, and stuff like that happens throughout the film. And
also, I didn't really like Zombie Baby. I was like, man, they could have done without that, man. Like, that was weird. Like, I don't want to visualize two zombies having nookie. That's weird on a whole nother level, man. Like, I love you, Zack Snyder, but I need less zombie nookie in my movies. Thank you, sir.
I actually think that was an interesting concept that went nowhere. They didn't do anything with it. Like, here's our baby. That's it.
I don't know, man. But I thought it was cool how he's like the alpha, she's like the alpha female, and
Yeah.
there's a hierarchy, and it was dope watching him ride the zombie horse around, Las Vegas. That was
rather
really cool.
interesting. And they were like robot zombies too.
And
which is
I mean,
kinda
don't get me
weird.
wrong. Yeah, the best part was the premonition, but it still had a lot of good zombie killing.
Mhm.
Like holy cow, man!
Yeah.
Like I don't know how many rounds Dave Bautista has packed on his vest, but it's got to be like at least 500 rounds, man. I
It's
don't know.
infinite. He runs out of clips 600 times and never reloads.
And never reloads. I don't know, man, but yeah, it was. Was it perfect? No. Was it fun? Absolutely. I had fun watching it. It's a little disappointing some points, but overall it was a really good movie. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. I think the leaps and bounds of logic comes down to Zack Snyder as a writer wanting to create wonderful visuals, and he does, but he leaps over logic in that aspect. In that aspect, I fault the movie, but in other aspects, it was fun. And I agree with you that it was a fun movie, and I had a good time watching it at the very end. The ending sucks, but the movie overall was fun.
But also, for Zack Snyder, since Justice League, my bar for him is higher now.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
I respect him a lot.
Like my bar for Zack Snyder is higher now. So it's not just, I'm gonna throw whatever I want to in your face. I expect something good from him now, dude.
Definitely.
His last couple movies have been good. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Justice League, and now Dawn of the Dead. I mean, Army of the Dead. My bar's higher for him now.
Definitely.
So-
I definitely agree with you on Man of Steel. Batman v Superman, I've come to respect more. I still don't think it's a great movie, but I definitely respect it a whole lot more. And Justice League, I think, is a legitimately great movie, especially because I've seen it like 6 times now.
And it doesn't get boring to
It doesn't.
me. It
It's
does
really
not get
good.
boring. Oh, and I like seeing the zombies with the glowing eyes.
Those were the robot zombies that I was talking about.
Okay, where do those come from?
I have no idea.
Like, how are they robots?
I don't know. Apparently, that's going to be explained in the animated thing
'cause
prequel
I
or
was
something.
like, is that a freaking robot?
Yeah, that's a robot.
Okay, I thought I was just a little tipsy that night because I drank a lot because you bought that gallon of Dorts for me, that Scotch whiskey, good stuff. But yeah, I was like, is that a freaking... Yeah, so it was a
It was
robot.
weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Okay, I want to see how I want that explained to me. Yeah, that's...
All right, next subject. Dave Filoni has been promoted
Has
to
been promoted!
executive producer and creative director at Lucasfilm.
I don't know what all that means, but I know it means he's fourth in charge at Lucasfilm. So it's Kathleen Kennedy, somebody, then him. Which is really good news for Star Wars
For
fans.
the storytelling of Star Wars, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because we've had, not to demolish Kathleen Kennedy 100%, because she's had a really good career. If you look at the career that she has on her, she's done Signs, she's done Indiana Jones, she's done all these movies.
E.T.
Yeah, you have to respect her career. That being said, she butchered Star Wars. And I do not like, and I agree with a lot of fans that she has not been taking Star Wars in a good direction.
Okay, I'm not trying. I'm gonna defend her a little bit because when she's produced movies, she hasn't been in charge of story. Like I produced a movie. I don't know. I don't have nothing to do with the story.
Right.
I'm just helping you make your movie.
Right.
So as a producer, I understand she's an awesome producer, but they put her in charge of story and clicking things together, continuity. And I don't think that's her strength, but producing movies she's really good at. So Filoni getting into the big boy house, that's really good.
Well, she's also in charge of managing these things and
That
managing
too,
how
that
these
too.
things pop out. And again, if we're going to go back to how this all started with The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker, it was not managed well because there was no beginning, middle, and end to this story. There was no story. There was essentially the idea that these 3 directors, which ended up being these 2 directors, are going to come in and craft their own story, which was a strategy that ended up not paying off because they didn't have a blueprint for anything. J.J. Abrams came in and did The Force Awakens, and he had a blueprint. Last Jedi came in and completely did away with that blueprint, and then The Rise of Skywalker came in and completely did away with that blueprint.
Okay, that is true, but in retrospect, all those movies except for Solo have made money. So if you look at it from what she's supposed to do as a producer and a head, she's doing what she has. No, I'm not listening. Just listening.
I'll
but
listen.
from a story continuity to the fans, point, she is missing the ball, dude. You know
She's very much missing
She
the
really
ball.
is. Like, but you understand, she's probably got like Disney, Iger in her ear, and then the freaking the investors and
Sure.
marketers, and these people are like, oh, this ain't gonna work. I mean, yeah, only a small portion of the real fans actually read this crap. We can do whatever we want, and she's gonna listen to that because they get paid to give her advice.
Yeah.
But now she has Filoni, and Filoni, she's like, hey, I know all this movie stuff I'm in charge of.
Yeah.
But doesn't make sense. Will the fans like it? He's gonna be like, you know what? No, they're not. They're not gonna like that. Let's not do that. Let's try this. Let's do that, but differently to where it makes sense and the fans like it.
Definitely. And Dave Filoni is essentially the second George Lucas. Like, he knows the Star Wars front and back. He knows the stories, he knows the lore, and he's 100%. Now, that does not necessarily make him a great filmmaker. No. I think he is a good filmmaker.
Because Lucas isn't a great filmmaker either, man.
That's hard to say. A lot of people give George Lucas flack. I think he actually is a good director. A good writer? No.
Okay, maybe not a good writer, but a good filmmaker.
I don't think he's a great dialogue writer. I think he's a great
Because a filmmaker, a director, and a writer are three different things. But you can be good at all three of them or bad at all three of them.
A director of actors? No.
Right.
A writer of dialogue? No. A story idea? Yes.
Yes.
A storyteller? Yeah.
Yes.
A visual storyteller?
Yes.
Like, he knows his visuals. He has so much imagination and so much ideas. Like, his ideas are amazing. His ideas are what made Star Wars great.
But you know what? Like, I wouldn't be mad at Kathleen Kennedy if she wasn't so arrogant.
Yeah.
She comes off really arrogant, man. She's not humble about anything that has happened. And that's why I think the fans really don't like her, man. It's because they could forgive and forget, but it's depending on how you handle yourself. She just doesn't handle herself really well.
If you just listen to your like we were talking about a second ago with the Last Jedi came out and the backlash happened. Instead of listening to the fans, she went down, she buried herself in a hole, and it said like no, our creative decisions were right. But even behind the scenes, even she admitted she was wrong, and then they made Rise of Skywalker, and that movie retconned everything in The Last Jedi that made everyone mad, and even that movie made everyone more mad.
Yeah.
Even for all the faults of The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker is so much worse because it didn't even stick to its guns. It just made a completely different movie and just tried to retcon everything in that movie to make everybody happy. Instead, it just made everything worse.
And also, the good thing about Dave Filoni is he openly admits he doesn't know everything.
Yeah.
To him, this is just a learning process. He hasn't even got his craft, perfected yet. So he's in the good position now. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's just a matter of time till Kathleen Kennedy's out and he's in, but he's got to get some good things under his belt before he can take over.
He does.
He's got to have a string of a trilogy that just rocks. Mm-hmm. The trilogy he produced, a movie, because he's going to be a producer on the movies. Yeah. If he's in this position, he's going to be a producer. They have to rock. They have to knock it out of the park. Mm-hmm. It has to be better than the prequels and the sequels put together, bro.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to take this seat of power from her, the shows have to hit. I mean, cartoons have to hit. Everything has to hit, bro.
Definitely.
The amount of responsibility he has now on his shoulders is monumental, man.
Mm-hmm. And I think time will tell. And I have faith that, again, because he is so knowledgeable in Star Wars, I believe that he has the ability to improve on these stories and make them better. Again, time will tell. We'll see what happens with him, but I am very confident in the direction that he's leading right now, and I'm really confident in the fact that Lucasfilm has given him the opportunity to become this creative director and become this executive producer.
And you know what, man? They're gonna give it to him if he signed him to this promotion, and then he co-signs on some of these movies and they suck, and these series set them like, hey, we signed him up. He's been in charge. Yeah. Look at where he's taking us. He's not as good as he used to be, as you think he is. Yeah. That could come too, man.
It entirely could come, but I think at this point, what's more likely is going to happen? Kathleen Kennedy, who's I think is more likely going to stick to her guns and continue to kind of drain this series of its value, or Dave Filoni is going to get better.
We're going to see Star Wars come back to a renaissance, bro. That's what we're going to see. I think so. I think we're going to get a man, bro.
We'll see
if he gets his fingers in things, bro, and just has the right team and he puts the right people around him.
We'll see. I mean, we all thought that when Force Awakens came out, and look what happened.
Yeah, but Dave Filoni had nothing to do with The Force Awakens.
True. Very true.
Or he had nothing to do with any of that.
True.
Everything that, yeah.
And he did create the most popular Star Wars content today, The Mandalorian, so...
He's got the eyes. They got the eyes of the fan and the eyes of the true Star Wars people. I mean, family. Inside now. They're gonna have the heart in these movies now.
Definitely.
And that's what it's missing. So I think it's nothing but good news.
It's a step in the right direction, and I'm happy that Lucasfilm has given him this seat of power.
Yes.
And we'll see where it goes from there. I'm confident. Next topic, and this is a fun topic.
Fun topic.
Bri Larson wants to be Mara Jade, a.k.a., in her words, apparently, the strongest Jedi ever. Oh, baby. So, real quick, I want to get...
That was a bad baby, right?
It's not great.
Yeah, that was
not
a bad
great.
one, okay.
Some would say it was awful. So,
that was baby. Oh, no, man.
It's not great. So... We've talked about Captain Marvel a little before, and we've expressed our sincere hatred for this. At least I have. I've expressed some hatred for this movie. Now, I don't 100% blame Bri Larson for Captain Marvel. Bri Larson? Yes. I'm 7 coffees and 1 beer in. This is what happens to my brain.
Shit.
It's not a great combination. Anyway, Bri Larson in Star Wars would not have been terrible if it wasn't for 2 things. It wasn't for Captain Marvel, her performance in that, which I don't think was great, and her attitude as of right now. I think Bri Larson's general attitude towards a lot of fellow actors and her general attitude towards fans is not great. And I don't think her attitude has garnered her any success. In fact, I think it's kind of given her a reputation as a certain word that I don't want to say, but it starts with B and ends with other things.
Itch.
Correct.
Okay.
So that kind of a reputation.
I don't know where that is.
And look, it's how she's been it's how she's been treating her fellow actors in other interviews. It's how she's been talking to fans, specifically Star Wars fans, specifically Marvel fans.
Just real bitchy, right?
Real.
Could you imagine Mara Jade just being real bitchy all the time? Oh my God, Luke.
Yeah.
I can't believe
just whining the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh man.
Look, and let's be 100% clear. We don't hate Captain Marvel because it's a woman. We don't hate Captain Marvel because it's a strong female lead. We hate Captain Marvel because number 1, she's a bad character, and number 2, she's obnoxious as nuts. Number 1, she has no personality. There's not any personality with her character in that movie. She goes through that entire movie without a single arc or without a single hint of emotion, even though every single character in that movie is telling her to not be so emotional. She's not emotional in that movie at all. She doesn't emote anything except grunt and anger. That's pretty much the only thing she emotes in that movie. Anger grunting. Which, if that was a personality, great, but it's not.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. What I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about this. I'm really, Disney? Out of all the actresses and actresses that you could think of, this is the best you could have for Mara Jade is Bri Larson, man.
I mean, we know what she looks like. There's paintings of Mara Jade in the canon material. She doesn't even look like Mara Jade.
I don't know, man. I'm upset they're gonna even they're even thinking about using Mara Jade, man.
If they were gonna use her, they probably should have used her at the
Mandalorian season, series. I don't know, man.
If they're gonna use her, they should have used her in the
original
stories.
Why not let Bri Larson use? Just go ahead and let her do it? Because this is gonna be a blemish on Filoni's freaking on his thing if he brings Mara Jade into the Mandalorian. This is gonna be it's not gonna be pretty, man. Because people are going to compare her to her story in Legends. They're going to say, well, if you I'm even thinking, why even bring Mara Jade in now?
Yeah.
If you're going to bring her now, you might as well have brought her in when you wrote the sequel trilogy and just had her as a character. But no, you want to use her in the Mandalorian and try to have it make sense.
Yeah.
And
they were they really should have gone with the old Legends material where she was the Emperor's right-hand man, and then she betrayed the Emperor and she fell in love with Luke and they had kids and their whole relationship. And now that I'm saying it out loud, that really should have been the sequel trilogy instead of the crap we got.
And then Han Solo and freaking Princess Leia's son kills her. They're twins. Jason Solo.
Her story is
becomes
really
Darth
interesting.
Caedus. Yeah, man. And we're not going to get none of that in The Mandalorian. She's going to be in there for the shits and giggles and have her pink lightsaber and say her little lines, and that's it.
I'm the strongest Jedi ever.
Yeah, and that's all it's going to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not going to be nothing.
And
as that
she's
big
just going to be
thing,
strong because the script's going to say she's strong.
And that's it. We're going to have to accept it that she's strong.
Yeah, and there's not going to be a real reason why she's strong. She's just going to come in the scene and like, I'm the strongest Jedi ever. Why? We don't know. Just because the script said so. That's why.
You know what? At first I was upset that it's Bri Larson, but let her go ahead and have this, have this role. It's going to bomb, dude.
Why do you do this to me?
Because
why would
this.
you want this to bomb?
I don't want it to bomb, but it's gonna bomb, dude. I'm just telling. I have a feeling about it, man. This is one of them things I don't think Filoni can pull off, man. But if he can,
Disney has not confirmed that they're
or
using Bri
denied.
Larson yet. They haven't denied it, but they haven't confirmed it. So we don't know. It's possible they've been in talks, but it's not confirmed. So we just don't know. But if that is a possibility and that is the future, I'm not sure why they would have her of all people do it. There's plenty of other people that are way better talented than her. And I'm not saying that Bri Larson isn't talented. She won the Oscar for a reason. She's a great actress. But I'm just saying her performances as of recent and her behavior as of recent has not garnered her a lot of fandom.
I watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World again this weekend, and she was pretty good at it, man.
She was.
She plays Scott Pilgrim's ex-girlfriend who leaves him and then joins his badass band and becomes famous. And she plays a freaking bitch, man, but she plays a good one. You hate her, but she's still hot.
And even in Room, where she
and
won
even
the best actor.
Captain America was in that movie too. That was so cool.
Yeah,
seeing Chris Evans. But yeah, if she could do something, I don't know, man. I don't know. I say no. Who would you rather see? Okay, here's the question: who would you rather see play this part?
Jessica Chastain.
I know.
Number one, I obviously both you and me. Number one, I think she has the look. I think she has the acting range. Jessica Chastain's a wonderful actress, and I think she has the emotional prowess. The character of Mara Jade is incredibly complex and incredibly emotional because she goes from being the right hand of the Emperor, being the secret agent that was going to replace Darth Vader if by any chance Darth Vader failed the Emperor,
right?
And going from that to betraying the Emperor, marrying Luke Skywalker, having a history with him, and become not the most powerful Jedi ever, but a very, very powerful Jedi.
I think they start the Jedi Academy together, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, and she can compete with Luke, and Luke is the chosen one. Luke is powerful.
And she's his wife, and that's where he changes, like, in his academy, you can have lovers and be married and stuff, which is pretty awesome.
Exactly. And it's not like the strict, rigid rules of the Jedi. Right. It's more flexible.
But do you really think they're gonna write her like that? I don't think so, man. I think we're gonna get just a generic little sliver of her. It's not gonna be too thick into into canon, or her arc's not gonna be huge. She's gonna just be in there just like that. And if it's gonna be like that, let Bri Larson have it, man. Let her go ahead and have that role, and she can assume she's the strongest Jedi. I know the freaking truth. I know she's not the strongest Jedi, but...
Yeah, I mean, even when she thinks she's the strongest Avenger, I'm pretty sure Thor could kill her.
Since we've been thinking about it, I'd like to see Scarlett Johansson play her. That'd be pretty dope.
You know what? Now that you say that actually would be a pretty good fit.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson definitely has the range.
And she can do that action junk, yo.
But like you were saying, like if they're gonna write her as just the strong character without just give her a reason why she's strong, maybe Bri Larson should play her.
Scarlett Johansson is such a good actress. She got nominated for Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress in the same year. She didn't win, but that's talent, bro. Mm-hmm. And I know. I've seen her in almost all her movies. She can do it, dude.
Yeah, you know her. And she's a great actress when her shoes are basically the reason she got that. You'll know if you see Jojo Rabbit what I'm talking about. Continue.
And this isn't important. It's not at all because this is irrelevant. But Scarlett Johansson is freaking hot. She is still hot, bro. And if I'm gonna put someone on there, like her Black Widow movie is coming way too late, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This should have been like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Marvel really trying to come out with like our strong female lead with Captain Marvel. Like, you already had a strong female. You had Black Widow. Why wouldn't we have her movie? We all liked Black Widow. We all love Black Widow. Why didn't we get her before Captain Marvel? What's wrong with you?
But you know what? I think her movie's going to be better than Captain Marvel's, though.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
I
mean, that's not a high bar. Captain Marvel's probably
that's not a high bar, but I think it's going to be really, really better than than Captain Marvel.
The only reason that movie is even watchable is Sam Jackson's in it, because Sam Jackson's just great in everything.
And the soundtrack was amazing.
Debatable.
I'm sorry, dude. I love all that 90s nostalgic stuff. It was
okay.
Hearing freaking Nirvana, Come As You Are, in her dream state, that was dope, man.
And then we got the really misused song of like, I'm just a girl.
Yeah, I didn't like that. It was horrible.
So
that was
stupid.
Never mind. I take it back. You're right. Maybe because there were some bad ones too. That was like,
that was too cringy.
I'm just a girl. No doubt. Oh my god, yeah.
Have mercy. But yeah, not a fan of it.
So would you rather Jessica Chastain take this role and it'd be minuscule and mean nothing and it'll be like whatever into history, or you rather, it's okay, Bri Larson has this?
I'll take your thought into example. If they're actually going to take the time to make this character a character and not just make her a quote-unquote strong female lead and give her no character other than being strong, if they give her the ability to emote, to be a character, to have flaws, to have a backstory, and to have depth, which Mara Jade does, and she's one of the most interesting characters in all of Star Wars, I'm not even saying that ironically, then yes, Jessica Chastain would do way better than Bri Larson. If they're just going to make her strong for the sake of strong, like Rey, sure, whatever. Bri Larson, go ahead.
Like one episode, it's not going to mean nothing. It's going to be like whatever.
Yeah. Sure, go ahead. Bri Larson.
Rock and roll Bri Larson.
Go get him. Go get him, Bri Larson.
Yeah.
You strange woman. All right, so next topic. Bad Batch episodes 3 and 4. Ernesto, you go first.
I don't know, man. These are like 2 filler episodes, and I feel like the story's stalling, and there's not enough boom boom pow bang bang bang, and this honestly, this TV show, these characters cannot have a episode. I mean,
no.
They can, but not 2 in a row, not 2 story episodes. They have to get it up, man. They have to kick it up a notch.
This story needs to be better paced than just these filler episodes, because it doesn't feel like the story's going anywhere now.
No.
It felt like we had such a really good start from the beginning, where we started with Execute Order 66. I said this before, these characters are not super deep, but put in the situation of Execute Order 66 where they have to choose like which side they're going to be on, that's interesting, and that's what the first episode did so freaking well, and even the second episode did a pretty good job of that. But the third and fourth episode have just really dragged.
Yeah.
And it's not like the characters haven't been moving forward, the story hasn't been moving forward. We've just
and you don't know much about the characters inside. I mean, they're taking like time to try to develop story, but they're not developing the characters, and that's suffering,
It really is, and it's really destroying the pacing, and it doesn't really feel like the story is progressing in any meaningful way. I feel like we should be headed towards somewhere with the story, but we're not really doing it.
I don't even know how many episodes this season is. Hopefully it's not like 10.
I think 8.
If it's 8 episodes, they need to get to the point and stop. Yeah, this
real
is,
quick.
for real. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of worried now, man.
Because the Clone Wars had the ability to have these kinds of filler episodes because I feel like they had more complex characters. Ahsoka, Anakin, Obi-Wan. These characters were way more complex than any character in the Bad Batch. I'm not insulting the people in Bad Batch, but I am saying that Clone Wars has the ability to have filler episodes where Bad Batch does not.
Also, the Clone Wars, the series is like 22 episodes long a season. This is 8 episodes, man. You need to get to the point.
Definitely.
That's why the Clone Wars season 8 was good, but it wasn't perfect because they spent those 4 episodes with Ahsoka and those sisters, and they say, "Oh, she needs that time to, establish her, view on the Jedi." I was like, whatever. She could have done that in a whole more exciting kind of way.
We could have just had like the last 4 episodes, and we would have been fine.
The last 4 episodes is the reason Episode 8 was bad. Was awesome. The first 8, the first 4 were Bad Batch was good at best.
It was good. It was definitely good.
And then the part with Ahsoka and those girls sucked.
Really
but then
bad.
The last 4 were amazing.
Amazing.
Bad Batch doesn't have that luxury of having the audience that have invested in them for 8 or 9 years. I mean, 7 or 8 years. So it's just, I know they're trying to. I don't know what they're trying to do, man. I'm trying to understand.
I think the problem is it's primarily Omega. And I think they're trying to do something akin to what Grogu was to the Mandalorian. But instead of it doesn't have the same dynamic because I don't really care about Omega as the same way I care about Bad Batch because it's starting to be kind of the Omega show instead of the Bad Batch. It's starting to focus more on the relationship, the relationship between Omega and
the Bad
leader,
Batch.
Yeah, and instead of the Bad Batch itself.
Instead of the Bad Batch running from the freaking Empire and killing people and
it feels like that's
enemies left and right. After that's taking a backseat to Omega. Yeah,
who by all and large is not really an interesting character.
But I'm not against that's an awesome concept. I'm cool with that. I think that's pretty neat. But don't devote all your freaking episodes to this.
Yeah, because we've had 2 episodes dedicated to it.
Yeah, man, and nothing. We haven't even seen Rex yet. We don't even know what's going on, dude. So.
Yeah. I feel like at the very least, The Mandalorian had the same type of premise where it had these filler episodes, but with these filler episodes, they at least kind of explored the Star Wars universe in an interesting way. I don't think this does the same thing.
Well, what were we just talking about? We were just talking about Dave Filoni getting, promotion.
Yeah.
This is Filoni's, brain. This is his thing. And it's not. I'm not impressed so far,
but
man.
It's not written by him. I'll give him that.
I know, but if you're gonna put your name on it, you need to have some kind of hands in the story, bro. I believe so.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he has his hands in the story, but at the very least, it's not written by him, and I think the writing is really suffering.
I don't know. I'll still watch it, man. Mm-hmm. I'm not impressed so far, man, but I'll still watch it. I hope.
I think because the first episode
was
and
so
even the
good.
Second episode.
First episode was so good, man. It was like Attack. It was like Revenge of the Sith Part 3 after episode after season 8 of Clone Wars. It's like it's just like episode 3 is getting the story is way more complex and heavier because now this goes on now, and this is going on, and this went on, and you're trying to juggle it all at one time,
Mm-hmm.
So I
don't know. I don't know where it's going. I'm confident. I don't even want to say that. I'm confident. You know what? I just want to see where it's going. I'm not even confident. I just want to see where it's going.
Okay, I got a question.
What's up?
Since Bad Batch is starting to falter, I mean not falter. It's only been 2 episodes, but hasn't really knocked your socks off like I thought. Like I thought it was gonna knock my socks off. It didn't. Are you skeptical for Boba Fett now?
No. I think that's 2 different things. Because I really didn't expect too much from Bad Batch. I expected a good series. I didn't expect anything great.
Yeah.
I think the first episode over-delivered in that aspect. So I'm honestly a little pleased with the series right now. I'm more pleased than I am unhappy with the series right now, and I think it's going to end well. I think it'll be fine. But I also think that's 2 different mediums. I think Boba Fett... the Book of Boba Fett is going to be a lot more different in tone, story, and pretty much execution than this.
No, me either. I think the Book of Boba Fett's going to be its own freaking thing, and I think Robert Rodriguez is about to have.
He's about to have the time of his life.
Yeah, he's about to be back. He's about to be back in the A+ of freaking Hollywood again, where he's because he was on a really good role for a second, man, as a director, dude. And I don't know what happened. He just had some miscues and then a couple more.
Every director has.
Yeah.
Spielberg has it. That's not true. Martin Scorsese really hasn't.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the one. What's it called? Where Adam Driver and Spider-Man go to Japan.
All right. Debatably, that's actually, in my opinion, his best movie to date.
What's it called?
Silence.
I haven't seen that one.
Anyone who hasn't seen it, it's about 2 Jesuit priests going in to
Japan, right?
To Japan
to bring Christianity, right?
To bring Christianity.
It's illegal.
In my opinion, the ending of that movie is one of the most amazing endings I've ever seen in a movie. To me, at least as a Christian, it's a very powerful movie.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a way that I think most Christians, or maybe who don't even believe that story, would end. It's just an interesting and powerful movie, and it brings a lot of discussion to the table. I think it's probably, in my opinion, his best movie to date.
What? That's saying a lot, bro.
And that's from the guy who did Goodfellas and Wolf of Wall Street. So, Silence, if you haven't seen it, it's not for everybody. It's very violent. It's very hard to watch.
But I don't know, man. Like, he had that one episode in Mandalorian season 2 where he brought the pain, bro. And
oh, baby. He brought Boba Fett.
I don't know, man. I think I'm really looking forward to seeing this show, man. I really am. I want to see. I love it. He knows action, bro. He is him and action are not unfamiliar people, man. He knows action. Desperado is still one of my favorite gunslinger movies of all time, but
definitely,
I'm ready to see this, man. And also, I hope Bad Batch ends on a high note.
Okay, last topic of the day. Eternals trailer came out recently. I have some thoughts. I'm not 100% sure what to make of it. I'm going to let you go first on this one.
That's not even cool. Why do I gotta go first? I don't know.
Because I don't know what to say yet. I'm gonna bounce off you.
I don't know what to say. We just watched that together, man. I'm still trying to take that in.
Well, let's start from the very beginning.
No.
Let's be clear. I don't know anything about these heroes. About these heroes, whoever they are. I guess they're gods. I guess they're beings from another
or
universe.
Aliens from another universe.
Aliens, gods, whatever. I don't know what they are.
Came from the dawn of man and helped the cavemen become like super smart or something. I don't know, man.
Something that they arrived
like
on
Skynet.
They arrived on a giant dinner plate to observe everybody.
It looked like a pizza box.
Like, hey, it is kind of more like a pizza box. A giant pizza box.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what to think. It looks
very interesting. It looks
different.
It's very different.
Like, there's no like fighting or explosions. It's just like.
I mean, there will be that. I'm sure. It's Marvel.
I don't know, man. They said this.
It's Marvel. They don't have the balls to make any other story.
They said this movie will premiere at the Cannes Film Festival. At Cannes or Cannes.
Really? Will it?
This is supposed to be Oscar bait, dude.
Yeah, that's what Kevin Feige's been saying.
The woman who directed this movie just won the Oscar for No Man's Land for best film and best director.
Right, but that doesn't mean anything. She's under the stewardship of Marvel.
I know it doesn't mean anything, but I'm saying it could be a different.
Right.
It could be a different thing that they're trying to do.
It could be. Well, let's make something very clear. If a director comes on a studio project like this, they may be a good director, they may be a good creative head, but that does not mean they're going to be given creative control. That means they are either put in this because they've given the confidence of previous projects, but that does not mean that Marvel is going to give them the freedom to do whatever they want. Taika Waititi is the exception.
No. Also, freaking whatchamacallit, too. Not just Taika Waititi.
James Gunn.
But James, I mean, it's not creative control if you come in and they're on board with what you want to do. They'll give you creative control if you come in like, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I want to do it, blah blah blah. You know, like, and if you wow them, you can get whatever you want.
Yeah.
But they got to be, they got to co-sign with you, man. Right. This is just a different man. They let freaking Ryan Coogler do whatever he wanted to do.
Not necessarily. What they did within
limits.
I
don't know, man. Within limits, but he stretched the limits.
I think he stretched the limits slightly. I think
he pushed the boundaries. I think he was telling freaking Feige, "I'm gonna do this. Or you get on board. You find somebody else." And Feige was like,
no.
I think that Feige was like, "Hey, man, this looks pretty good. We're gonna stick with it."
Think about it this way: the ending of Black Panther was the most uncompelling part of Black Panther because it pretty much ended in a generic fight scene, and like the fight between Black Panther and what's his face, the villain in that movie, was the most crappiest. Not only visually, but it was just not very compelling. And you know that the Marvel heads behind Ryan Coogler were saying, make this happen, make this a fight, because we need an action scene at the end. I feel like if Ryan Coogler was actually legitimately given creative control, he would have done something different.
Yeah, but
tell me I'm wrong, but I think that's the case.
You make a really good point, but I'm saying like Oscar movies aren't credited for fight scenes, man. Like they don't care about the fight scenes. That's the last thing they're concerned about. They're worried about plot development. You know what I'm saying, character development, and they have that. It got nominated for an Oscar and not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like maybe she's trying to try something different.
Yeah,
they have to hook people again, dude.
Yeah,
I was watching some people online on YouTube that they were discussing like people just invested 11 years of MCU, man, and they stopped it with Endgame and it was awesome, and now people are rejuvenated. You have to get them interested and try something different. Maybe it's something different. I don't know, man.
Okay, let's be clear. It definitely does look different, and it definitely looks different than most Marvel products. Do I think it's going to revert to being a Marvel movie at the end of the day? I do, and I think that Kevin Feige can't help himself in that aspect. But it's interesting to see him hype this movie in a way where it's going to win Best Picture. Now, I don't think the Oscars are as legitimate as it was a long time ago, but I think the Oscars win Best Picture for different reasons than actually being the best movie. But it's interesting that he's hyping this movie in that way.
Well, this is a non-violent movie.
Well, you see some action going down in the trailer.
What if this is just... I mean, I don't know what kind of action it was. Was it just training or... them? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what if this is a different kind of movie, dude? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, because we have the director of No Man's Land, maybe there is a little more focus on the story and characters in this. They are getting very experimental in Marvel right now with WandaVision, then Falcon and Winter Soldier, now Loki, and then this. I mean,
within reason, they're getting experimental within reason at Marvel because they're never going to go fully on board with the experimental side. We've seen this because of WandaVision. They never really fully committed to that. So I fear the same thing for this movie. It seems different, and it seems like it's going to go in a different direction, but because I've seen Marvel kind of stick to their guns on what they've originally been successful at, I don't think they're going to commit in that aspect to the weirdness or to the difference. And again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a turn for Marvel. Maybe this is something that they focus way more on new stories and new interesting stories and focus more on characters. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am.
What I'm interested to find out is like if these guys are all powerful beings and like they don't want to intervene with destiny and they let Thanos come in with
what the heck?
Now what's going on to where they want to get involved with the world now?
I don't know, because when it happens in the trailer, this really pasty kid walks out of the darkness. Like, well, now we're involved because this pasty kid just came out of the darkness.
We just watched the trailer together, and the part where we went crazy is when we saw Jon Snow, Kit Harington on.
Yeah,
that's when. Yeah, the Black Knight. I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait to see him, dude.
John, you are my queen.
He is. Yeah, he is the bomb, dude. Kit Harington, I cannot wait to...
He's great. He's awesome.
I can't wait to see him in his armor, wielding a sword. He looked good, man. That's someone I wish would get more work too, man. It's Kit Harington, bro.
He was he's John, you are my King Snow.
It's like Jon Snow was just a perfect part for him, and he'll never be able to top that, bro, or match it,
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
It's funny, his brother is, was it Rob Stark is in, just John Madden is in this movie. He is. He plays Icarus, and I wasn't even hyped when I saw him, but when I saw
Jon Snow,
I was like, yeah!
All right.
Like, what's up, baby? Yeah. I don't know. It looks different. I don't know what to expect, but I'm glad because it's going to catch me off guard, and I actually might like this movie. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. For right now, I think it's just going to revert to a normal Marvel movie at the end of the day. I do not think it's going to win Best Picture. I do not think it's going to be much less nominated, but we will see. We will see what happens. It could be different.
Okay. I got a question.
What's up?
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but what if Eternals debuts at Cannes and it wins Cannes for Best Picture?
No way.
I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Not a Marvel movie.
Hey, but what happened? Will you take it seriously then?
I'll be interested. I'll be rather intrigued.
Okay. Because Joker won. Did it win? It won.
It won the Palme d'Or.
It won TEF, right? Toronto, right?
Yep.
And then what else did it win? It won the
Smile on My Face.
I think it won the Chinese film
it won
festival.
It won my Whataburger seal of approval.
Whatever. It was a badass movie, but he won all the other awards you're supposed to win. So if it wins that, I might be like, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the 21st episode of the Zilla Boys podcast.
Oh, thank you to all our 85 subscribers. We love you guys very much. Thank you for sticking with us. We are sorry for taking the week off, but we had to get this movie shot.
Yep.
We waited for 7 months. It had to happen, guys. We're sorry. We apologize.
Reshoots are a thing, ladies and gentlemen. It had to happen, but we were excited to bring you this movie eventually. So Ground Zero, hopefully we'll be bringing this movie to you eventually. Again, thank you for everyone who is listening, who continues to subscribe. If you are not subscribed, what are you doing? Do you mind pushing that subscribe button, pushing that notification bar?
What are you waiting on? Just press the button.
Push it. Push the little ding ding, the little ding ding down below.
The screen, not the button.
The screen?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, sure, one of those. Anyway, push the notifications bar, push the subscribe button, and check us out on our other podcast sites, such as Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much every other place you can find podcasts. And again, thank you for everyone for listening again. Ground Zero, a short film that I directed, Ernesto produced, and other people worked on as well who are way more talented than me, will be released soon. Hopefully, we'll continue to update you on that. And Ernesto, let's get out of Dodge.
Roll those credits, baby. We're back, and we're going to come back at you every week until something else happens. We love you guys. Thank you very much. Take it easy, y'all.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.